Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming down to the Riverwalk on who knows what kind of weather day this is going to be. It's so great to see everybody. It's nice to be outside and see faces. So thank you so much for coming down. My name is Hergert. I'm the Marketing and Communications Director at Pueblo Community College. And this is a great day because both Pueblo Community College and CSU Pueblo are here to make a great announcement on our collaborative efforts. And to get right to the show, I want to bring up both of our presidents, Dr. Timothy Motay and Dr. Patty Erjavik.
Thank you, Aaron, for that introduction. And I want to thank all of you for being with us today. First of all, I want to thank the media for being with us today. I know media are not often thanked, and they are criticized probably too often, but it's important for us because the media professionals come from our institutions. We both play a role in developing communication and media professionals, so I want to thank them for being with us today. I'd also like to thank the media for the work that they've done throughout the last year in informing the public on COVID and other public health issues. I very much appreciate your help. So a round of applause for the folks who are with the media today. I also want to thank, we've got Mayor Gradisar is with us today. Mayor, I want to thank you for being with us today. I also want to thank Stephen Trujillo, who is the president and CEO of the Latino Chamber of Commerce for Pueblo. We're delighted to have you with us as well. Stephen is also a big part of the One Pueblo initiative that Dr. Erjavik and I will be talking about in a few minutes. Today, well, actually, it was 3 weeks ago, Dr. Erjavik and I were part of a press conference for One Pueblo, which is a new strategic plan for the economic development for our city. Both CSU Pueblo and Pueblo Community College are committed to the One Pueblo project, which includes a set of 5 strategic activities or initiatives that will drive the economic development of our region. One of the initiatives is to map talent development to targeted industry needs and to the jobs of the future. Today is about our jump-starting our work with the One Pueblo by announcing a couple of initiatives that we've been working on together. And I also want to just say, since Dr. Erjavik is with me at the podium today, I have told her this, but I want to mention it publicly. I'm incredibly proud of the relationship that we have and the support that I receive from Dr. Erjavik, and what we've been able to do the last 4 years. I'm very proud of the work that we've done together, and I'm proud of our friendship and our relationship and the work that our 2 institutions have done together and our colleagues have worked well together. And I just wanted to make that known to all of you today because I very much appreciate Patty for your support. Today we are introducing a higher education and workforce development report that we're calling One Impact. The report showcases the impact that 2 institutions of higher education have on the city and the region. It's also called One Impact because we want site selectors who may be considering Pueblo as a place to relocate their businesses or corporate headquarters to know and understand that both institutions are receptive to being impacted by their workforce development needs. Put simply, impact is recursive. We impact Pueblo, but Pueblo economic development impacts how we develop our programming to meet their needs. In the report, you will learn today that together we offer 110 academic programs to students, preparing them for all types of jobs and professions, ranging from the skilled trades to entry-level service positions to management, technical, health, and professional fields. This report reveals our potential and what is currently possible in terms of the economic development for our city. We have a long and proud history of manufacturing in Pueblo, and that will continue. But we are ready and poised to diversify the economic development of our region by attracting new industries and businesses to Pueblo that take advantage of the talent both of our institutions are developing, and that is showcased in the One Impact document. For example, last year, collectively, we awarded 3,615 higher education credentials in Pueblo. That included 2 doctoral degrees, 104 master's degrees, 694 baccalaureate degrees, 741 associate's degrees, and 2,074 certificates. All of that from the city of Pueblo and our 2 institutions. Our goal is for every home in Pueblo, and there are 72,000 homes in Pueblo, to have at least one higher education credential hanging on the wall. And since we've been around for almost 88 years, we believe we're getting close. Now it is time to hang a second credential on the wall. Again, why is higher education important? In addition to positively impacting our city's economy, which is detailed in the report, numerous studies continue to show the personal benefits of higher education credential, including meaningful work, increased income, enhanced mental, physical, and emotional health, and high-quality interpersonal relationships. Our report, One Impact, has 8 additional conclusions you will want to read about and ultimately impact the potential for the economic development of not only Pueblo, but in southern Colorado. Before I turn it over to Dr. Javik, I just want to thank a few individuals who are with us today that are members of the cabinet for the university. And I'm delighted to have them with us today. They include the following. Dr. Chrissy Holliday is our Vice President of Enrollment Management, Communication, and Student Affairs. We have Ms. Nikki Toussaint, Chief of Staff, is with us today. Thank you, Nikki. I don't know if Dr. Donna Satter-Hodge was able to make it today, but Mr. Alejandro Rojas Sosa is our Vice President of Finance and Administration. He's with us today. Our Provost, Dr. Mohammed Abdulrahman, was unable to be with us today. I'd also like to recognize 2 of our deans are with us today. Dean David Lemfel is the Dean of our College of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. Dave, thanks for being with us. And Letitia Steffen is our Interim Dean of the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences. And I saw Letitia earlier. Also with us today is Kat Abernathy, our Executive Director for HR, and she's in the back. I want to thank Kat for being with us. And then there's 3 individuals who worked on this report, who helped Patty and I kind of pull it all together from the CSU Pueblo team, and that includes Haley Sue Robinson, our Director of Communication, Public Information Officer. Haley Sue, where are you? She's right back there. Keelan Bailey is our Creative Director. Thank you, Keelan. And Scott Wilson is a Graphic Design. We're delighted to have the 3 of you. I thank you. We thank you for the work that you did. I also want to thank one of our Board of Governors is with us today. Jane Robb Rhodes is with us. Jane is a member of Board of the Governors for the Colorado State University system. And then finally, we have Hannah Douglas is with us today, who is also a member of the Board of Governors for the Colorado State University system and the Associated Student Government President at Colorado State University Pueblo. I have a number of other colleagues here today from the university. I thank you for being with us. Dr. Javik.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to have our 2 institutions come together to celebrate the great work that has been taking place. And in many cases, I think it's a well-kept secret of all of the accomplishments that we have been able to maneuver through in spite of all of the challenges of the pandemic. I too would like to thank Dr. Mote for his friendship and for the sincere efforts to make sure that as we move forward in Pueblo, we really celebrate the fact that for a community our size, to have 2 institutions of higher education, 2 quality institutions of higher education, that it's not a competition. It must be a collaboration if we're going to continue to do what we are charged to do. Our role and mission is to provide student success and opportunities for all citizens in our community. And so when Dr. Mote introduced the idea of creating the One Impact document, I was so excited, and quite frankly, I was very humbled to think that he would be so willing to come together, to share the data, to share the statistics, to celebrate the collective successes of our two institutions. And so I hope you're excited when you read through this document. I think it highlights so much great work that all of you have done. Really, we do very little. It's really all of you that make this document real. And so thank you on behalf of all of us. Thank you for your role. Thank you for believing in education and for the great work that you do day in and day out. So just so you know, in addition to the One Impact study, over the last few years, our teams collectively, our deans and our academic officers, our student service officers, have come together and we've refreshed over 50 articulation agreements. And you may think, so what's the big deal? It is a big deal. And as we look to our sister institutions throughout the state, I sincerely doubt that there's two institutions that can brag on the fact that their articulation agreements are up to date. So we're, again, very, very proud of all of the great work that you've done. We have collaborated on several major grants. And currently we have a Student Success Title V grant that we're so excited about, and an NSF grant enhancing our two CIS programs. So again, these are just examples. There are many, many more examples. And then we have had the opportunity, both Dr. Mote and I, but several of you, to be involved in the participation and the development of the One Pueblo document that was recently published. I see Amanda Coram here, and I know that there are several from PCC, and I know Donna was intimately involved as well. But at the end of the day, there is a pillar to this document, and it's titled Talent Pipeline. And it is all about the relationship between K-12, higher ed, and business and industry. And while many of the pillars are extremely important, we happen to believe that this is the most important pillar if we are going to, again, have that economic impact that we know we need in order to be able to attract new businesses and to help our current businesses expand and grow. So my team that's here knows how proud I am of them, and I never pass on an opportunity to brag about them. So joining us today is our Chief Academic Officer, Todd Eklund, our Chief Student Services Officer, Heather Speed, Chief Human Resources Officer, Ken Newfer, Chief Business Officer, Bob Gonzalez, and then our deans, who really did the yeoman's work in making sure that the articulation agreements were all in place. Jeff Alexander, our Dean of Arts and Science. Jenny Sherman is here, our Dean of Business and Advanced Technology. And our Health and Public Safety and Nursing deans, they're not here, but I think that they deserve recognition as well. Mary Chavez and Paula Kushner. And I am always so appreciative of our marketing and communications team, Aaron and Amy and Scott. Thank you so much for continuing to perpetuate our branding and the importance of the work that we do. So thank you all. And I just have to say again, to the group that produced this document, I am so terribly, terribly impressed. So thank you all very much. Let's give them all a round of applause. They did a great, great job. One of the major initiatives that we would like to talk a little bit about today, and I'll just give this train a little chance to pass.
That's industry.
Yeah, there you go. Bringing some supplies in for something, huh? Pueblo Community College is part of a system, just like CSU Pueblo is part of a system. The Colorado Community College system Bridge to Bachelor's degree program ensures new first-time students attending Pueblo Community College are guaranteed admission to CSU Pueblo upon completion of their associate's degree. So think about it. A first-time PCC student enrolls with us and they opt into the program, either before they start class or in that very first semester. And they are guaranteed admission to CSUP upon completion of their associate's arts or science degree. The students have to work hard. The rigor is there. They must maintain a 2.0 minimum GPA. And while they're with us, they will have access to personalized student advising and guidance to ensure, my hands are cold, to ensure that their credits that they're taking and the administrative supports are in place to easily transfer to CSU Pueblo. There are scholarship opportunities to make degrees from a four-year institution more attainable and affordable. And at Pueblo Community College, we will continue to make sure that we have a lot of scholarship opportunities for the students transferring. So, in other words, it's a no-hassle, transfer-free process between two great institutions of higher ed, making sure that our students ultimately receive the degrees that they are looking for in as easy as possible way, most efficient way, most cost-effective way. And so while I spoke a little bit about this, again, there's a lot of hard work that goes into this. And I have the privilege of introducing two individuals who have really worked hard to make sure that this happens for our institutions. Michael Schulman has come down from the system office to talk a little bit more about this project. And he's worked with Amy, and this is the first time that they've met. Can you believe it? But they are great friends, and so I'm happy that you've had the chance to meet each other. And now we'd like to hear from the two of you about this great work that you've put together.
Thank you, Dr. Javik, and thank you, Community of Pueblo. It's an honor to be here. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the history of the Bridge to Bachelor's degree program and how we created it. So first off, I'm the Director of Student Affairs at the Colorado Community College System. We support all 13 state community colleges within the state of Colorado, and we have approximately 137 students throughout the state. The Bridge to Bachelor's degree program started last summer as we were looking at our students and our transfer and what was working and ultimately what wasn't working. So we looked at our students, and about 80% of our students indicated they wanted to transfer to a university, but only 20% of them were. And we looked at the robust CDHE guaranteed state transfer articulation agreements, and 60% of our students were actually changing majors and having to retake classes, which was also a problem. So we started talking to our university partners, we started talking to our transfer advisors at the community college, and ultimately meeting with students and hearing from them about the transfer process. And then Bridge to Bachelor's degree was born. So Bridge to Bachelor's degree was created as a backstop to help promote student success. And our target audiences are first-generation students and underrepresented students who typically would see a bachelor's degree out of reach. And we want to make sure that bachelor's degree is accessible to them. And as they started working with university partners, we realized that we're better together. If community colleges and universities work together, the ultimate winners are our students. So the program was built based on acclimating students to college close to home. They could start at any community college in the state. They receive pre-advising from the university as early as their first semester, and regardless of whether or not they change programs, they're getting the advanced early advising and touch points all along the way so that when they enter a university, they're ready to succeed at that university. And this partnership has been quite beneficial to both colleges and universities throughout the state. And the CSU Pueblo and Pueblo Community College partnership is even more exciting. So not only will CSU Pueblo have access to students who start at PCC, but students all the way from Craig and Rangeley at Colorado Northwestern Community College are part of the program. Lamar in the southeast, Northeastern Junior College in Sterling, and everywhere in between. Students from all over the state are now part of Bridge to Bachelor's degree. And as of Tuesday, we have 54 applicants who have opted into CSU Pueblo, and the program hasn't even been advertised yet. So I'm very excited to have these students from all across the state and Pueblo Community College be future Thunderwolves. And I'd like to have Amy Robertshaw, the Associate Vice President of Enrollment Services for CSU Pueblo, talk about how CSU Pueblo is actually taking Bridge to Bachelor's degree to a whole new level with Pueblo Community College.
Thank you, Michael. Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here to help announce this new initiative between CSU Pueblo, Pueblo Community College, and the Colorado Community College system. Over the years that I've worked at CSU Pueblo, I've experienced a strong collaboration with Pueblo Community College and the Colorado Community College system as a whole. In recent years, we have not only created statewide articulation agreements together, but also major specific articulation agreements and transfer guides between CSU Pueblo and individual community colleges such as Pueblo Community College. We have brought together our faculty and staff to build a more seamless transfer process for our students. Becoming a part of the Bridge to Bachelor's program is the next step in our continued relationship with Pueblo Community College and the Colorado Community College system. In our vision to become the People's University of the Southwest United States, CSU Pueblo must be both accessible and affordable to our students. The Bridge to Bachelor's partnership with Pueblo Community College and the Colorado Community College system provides a very important, accessible, and affordable pathway to transfer student success. The Bridge to Bachelor's program will offer transfer students personalized programming during CSU Pueblo campus visits, early advising assistance by CSU Pueblo transfer advisors, financial aid planning assistance by CSU Pueblo's Student Financial Services team, access to transfer planning guides that have been developed with CSU Pueblo faculty, waived admission application fees, guaranteed admission to CSU Pueblo, and access to multiple CSU Pueblo transfer-specific scholarships, such as the Destination Scholarship, the Southern Colorado Partnership Scholarship, the Phi Theta Kappa Scholarship, and this fall we will also be offering transfer scholarships to students pursuing specific academic programs. In addition to CSU Pueblo becoming a part of the Bridge to Bachelor's program, we are excited to announce that CSU Pueblo and Pueblo Community College are further expanding our collaboration to serve Pueblo Community College students who are interested in pursuing a bachelor's degree. This fall, CSU Pueblo will be opening a transfer center at Pueblo Community College. This space on the Pueblo Community College campus will provide an additional avenue for CSU Pueblo faculty and staff to provide direct assistance to Pueblo Community College students who are considering completing a 4-year degree at CSU Pueblo. CSU Pueblo staff and faculty will be able to meet directly with Pueblo Community College students to answer questions about the transfer process, to provide information about the degrees offered at CSU Pueblo, and assist in creating a seamless transfer process for our future Thunderwolves. Through this holistic approach to supporting transfer students, the Bridge to Bachelor's program and the CSU Pueblo Transfer Center at the Pueblo Community College, a 4-year degree at CSU Pueblo is within reach for every student.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Michael. We appreciate both of you being here. At this time, I want to bring up a student. It's great to have a student perspective. And when we started talking about this press conference and we were thinking about what is an alumnus of both of our institutions, the first person that came to our mind was Alan Pence. And you may have seen him in all of our promotional materials. He's a fabulous, outstanding student at both of our institutions. He was concurrent enrollment student, in fact, at Pueblo Community College when he first started out, which says a lot about him, and he's overcome a lot in his life. He went through our auto service technology program and graduated, and then transferred to CSU Pueblo and graduated from there, and now he's the auto parts manager at Vidmar Motor Company. I'd like to introduce Alan.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me today. When I was asked to give this testimonial, I was truly honored. I have a soft spot in my heart for PCC and CSU Pueblo that I cherish down deeply because through my life I was experiencing some things with my mother who had passed to bone cancer, and through my college courses and my career, that's when I knew I had to make her proud. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alan Pence, and I started when I was 16 years old as an early college student who had no clue who I was or what I was going to do. I strongly believe that both colleges aided me in my search for answers. The summary of my speech this morning is going to be how the colleges created new hope for students, how PCC and CSUP works for the students and cares about them, and how the collaboration means one great impact for the public community. College gave me a new sense of hope for my future and a new path of learning. My technical degree from automotive technology from PCC started it all. The high school that I attended highly recommends the early college program, which of course is the dual enrollment from PCC and high school classes and courses. But I was not really one for academics at the time. Not being one for academics, I was refreshing to study something that I was very passionate about. PCC worked with my high school to get me enrolled into my automotive classes through an early college program, and because of this, I was the first student to receive a vocational degree and finish my classes with a 4.5 GPA. It's funny to think back now. Thank you. It's funny to think back now, being a freshman in high school and not doing too great in classes, now having a bachelor's degree in automotive industry management from CSU Pueblo and a full-time career as a parts manager for Vidmar Motor Company. Excuse me. Also at 22 years of age. Students in college at PCC and CSU are encouraged to go further and go beyond. These colleges encourage students to ask themselves, why stop now? And push students to achieve dreams even if they feel it's not possible, much like myself. PCC and CSU work really hard for you as a student, and having the collaboration makes for a smooth transition from one college to the next. Try to get these papers over here, it's a little cold. The advisors were patient, insightful, and advocate for their students' successes. The advisors really go above and beyond making sure the credit transfer and aid with taking the correct courses is smooth. Professors also having a huge impact on students, and the community involvement really teaches the students their field of study. I have learned to apply my skills in the work field and also my career and my personal hobbies. Two institutions having one impact on Pueblo community brings tremendous opportunity. Building the community to a better place starts with our students so they can become leaders and continue the Pueblo legacy. Thanks to my mentor, Bob Sanchez, service manager of Vidmar Honda Motor Company, giving me an internship while I was in school, taking me under his wing into the leader that I am today. I'm not sure where I would have ended up with my career if I had not attended PCC and CSU Pueblo. My older sister and I made a path to college for our younger sisters. My sisters and I all attended PCC and continued our CSU Pueblo with a smooth transition. My older sister is now a traveling nurse and also an instructor at CSU Pueblo and an alumnus of both colleges. My two younger sisters were both able to graduate from high school and PCC with the same time and have now enrolled at CSUP, continuing the legacy. I'm a Pueblo native and proud to utilize the resources in my backyard to encourage others to do the same. With one impact to bring strength to start our students and take farther ever than they thought was possible. There are so many students who have continued education from PCC and CSUP that have now landed in their successful careers. Given the collaboration, students have a better chance of reaching a higher education with the credit transfer and community involvement, importantly to Pueblo. I'll leave you with this. My time at Pueblo Community College and Colorado State University Pueblo have been the most eye-opening and enjoyable time of my career and my life. The degrees from PCC and CSU Pueblo prepared me not only for the foundation of my field of study, but more so the idea of hope. I was prepared with skills and the knowledge to work confidently in the automotive industry, and because of this, I was able to achieve employment with Vidmar Motor Company. I'm very thankful to have the education and experiences both, and very proud to say I was able to attend both colleges. The impact of the colleges have on Pueblo is truly extraordinary. It has given thousands of people like myself amazing opportunities with education, connection, and hope for the Pueblo community. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Alan. He truly is a shining star, and we really appreciate you taking out of time, and the Vidmar Motor Company for allowing him to come down and be a part of this event. So thank you. You're amazing. So I'd now like to bring both presidents back up. Dr. Javik has a couple of things she wanted to say real quick that she pointed out to me, and we'll have some final remarks from both institutions.
Thank you, Erin. You know, Pueblo Community College and CSU Pueblo wouldn't be the shining stars that we are without the tremendous amount of community support that we receive, both from an advisory member capacity as well as financial support. And I would be remiss if I did not recognize one of my advisory council members who joined us today, Abel Chavez. He is always calling me with an idea or an opportunity so that we can continue to move our institutions forward. So thank you so much for joining us and for representing the community. Thank you, Mayor, for coming, Stephen for coming. This is just a small representative, though, of the hundreds of people that support us, and we're very, very appreciative of that. And I also wanted to mention one small fact, that a student who starts at PCC and continues on will save a minimum of $7,000 as they obtain both their associates and their bachelors. So that's pretty awesome. And in a time when we want to make sure that access and affordability is really what we focus on, what an opportunity for our students. And I'm thrilled to hear we're off to a great start, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for all of the students that we're going to be able to educate. I just want to conclude by saying, Pueblo, we have stepped up and we're answering the call for action and for collaboration. It's not just lip service, we are the real deal. We are dedicated to expanding access, affordability, and completion, and there are no excuses, right? And we both believe that in order for higher ed to continue to grow and survive, we need to be nimble, we need to be responsive, we need to be focused on economic growth and vitality, and hopefully the discussion that we've had this morning exemplifies that. We are one Pueblo, we are one impact. Dr. Monte?
Thank you, Dr. Javik. And Alan, I want to thank you for being with us today. Alan is on page 10 of our report. I'm very proud of you. We're very proud of you, and thank you for being with us today and taking time out. You write very well, too. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize, I did not see our Director of Athletics is with us today, Dr. Paul Polinsky, who's also a member of the cabinet at Colorado State University, Pueblo. Paul heads up about 600 student athletes, a big part of the experience at CSU Pueblo. Todd Kelly is with us today, the CEO and president of our foundation. Todd, I'm delighted to have you with us today. What Patty and I have just talked about today, this collaboration between the two institutions, what you don't see is the sausage making behind the scenes, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of detailed, and it's a lot of important work, and it's complicated, and it looks it might look elegant and simple to the public, but to make it all happen would not have happened without the men and women in the audience today, which are many of the employees and the leaders of both of our institutions. So I'm delighted to have all of you with us today. Thank you very much for your patience and our abilities to work together. I have nothing else other to add than what Patty just said about our commitment to workforce development and our excitement about the potential for the economic development in diversifying the economic development of our community. It's exciting, and I look forward, and we look forward to playing a role in that development. Mayor, we're delighted to have you with us today. Stephen Trujillo is heading up the One Pueblo project. Stephen is also a product of both of our institutions. We're very proud of you. Is there anyone else with us today that is a part of both institutions? Raise your hands if you've had experiences at both of our institutions. Very good. Glad to have you with us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Aaron. Is that your copy?
I'd love it.
Good. Oh, and we have